Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're gonna make some bread today. We're gonna do a little different. I think I'm gonna make 4 or 5 loaves of bread today. There will be for different things. I'm gonna make 1 loaf for kind of sandwichy type bread, 2 like dinner breads, French toast bread, which is just a different recipe that I'll use to make French toast. And maybe 1 other. We'll see. Let's go. Alright, so I start all my bread in my bread machine. It just mixes the dough and everything for me really nicely. So I have pretty much everything measured out. I'm going to do 2 cups warm water. Okay, we got 2 cups of warm water. We're putting our liquid in our machine first so it doesn't clump up at the bottom. And then 2 tablespoons of oil of your choice. I'm using vegetable oil because that's what I have. I always use a little more of a heaping tablespoon than anything. Then it calls for a tablespoon of yeast. I do 2 heaping teaspoons when I make this recipe. There we go. 2 heaping teaspoons. It's just what I do. The recipe calls for 2 tablespoons. I'm telling you what the recipe calls for and what I do because I don't ever do anything by the book because I'm weird. Now I have bread machine yeast, so I don't have to wait or anything. I can just plop it in. I plop it into the liquid and then I stir it a little bit. You don't have to. Then it calls for 4 to 5.5 cups of flour. I do 5 cups and 2 teaspoons of salt, which is in the flour, meaning I put it in the flour. I use all-purpose flour. I know in my last bread video people wondered what kind of flour I use. I use all-purpose for everything I do. I know that there's better flour out there for bread. All-purpose just covers my needs, and I always have it on hand. And I just pop that in there. Then it calls for about 1/4 cup of sugar. I do just over 1/4 cup, just under 1/2 cup. Pop, pop, pop. Then I am going to put this in my bread machine, and I'm going to hit the dough button, so it'll mix it all up. It'll do the first rise, and we'll be back after that. Alright, our first rise is done, so we're going to punch it down and pull it out, and we'll put it in. Alright, so I got my bread pan. I'm going to take a little oil and I grease my pan. You don't have to, I just do. It makes it come out easier, cooks easier, plus it gets my hands a little oily because I spread it with my hands to get the bread, to get the dough out of this. And you want it a little oily. Just like that. So what I'll do is I set it on a floured countertop and I do the stretch and fold a couple times just to get a little more in there. Stretch and fold. Kind of show you what I'm doing. I'll hold it in my hand. Stretch, fold. I don't have a good setup with the camera. I apologize. Stretch, fold. Stretch, fold. Stretch, fold. Then you take this pan. You're going to stretch, stretch, plop it in this pan. Then you're going to spread it out. You're going to let that sit. You're going to let that sit for 1 more hour. And then we're going to pop it in the oven. So when we come back, we'll be popping it in the oven. Jump, clean out. That should be cleaned up by the time I come back. Alright guys. Alright, we have the second rise done. Now we're going to pop it in the oven for about 25 minutes. And there you have it. Your loaf of bread. So I'm going to do this with my other loaves, and we'll have some bread for the week. Until next time, you guys, may God bless you. Bye.